A warm welcome, everybody. So we're about to launch our brand new one-day special, and it is an absolute pleasure to be standing here and telling you that Clarity are 28 years old. And the inspiration driving force behind Clarity is the wonderful Barbara. Hello.
Hello, Yanis. How are
Barbara,
you?
I'm very well.
Nice to have your company at home.
28 years.
I know you wouldn't think so, would you?
Well, you started
I think
when
I'm
you were
wearing
2.
quite well, really.
You started when you were 2?
He's so funny.
Young entrepreneur. Would you ever thought, though, when you did start Clarity, that 28 years later you'd be standing here?
I really wasn't thinking that far ahead. Really not. Absolutely not. No.
We are getting busy. I'm going to get into this in just one second. I just want to talking about the 28 years, because something we mentioned in the earlier show with the Weekend Wow.
Yes.
And I know most of your fans already know this, but for those of you that don't, Barbara was the innovator of the clear stamp. Obviously, Clarity. You genuinely transformed stamping.
I certainly, yeah.
How many people can say that?
I certainly changed
your effect, one person,
world, yeah.
that effect has had on the whole industry.
But I'm telling you now, it wasn't an overnight success, right? When I started back in the 90s, early 90s, dare I admit it, I couldn't give them away, Yanis. I couldn't give my transparent art stamps away, my Clarity stamps. People didn't want to know. They felt intimidated by them. I'm not saying the customers, I'm saying shops or, you know, because the grey rubber and red rubber were the...
That's the thing.
You know, that was the thing at the time.
Just very quickly, because it was in America you had this epiphany.
Yes.
Really quick, how did you come up with that idea?
How did I come up with that idea? It was my birthday, my brother was visiting, and we were in Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
And Steve and I were wandering around Santa Barbara, a nice town, because I lived in California, and there was a shop called Stamper Barbara. And I had nothing to do with that. I said to Steve, we've got to go in here. Santa Barbara, Stamper Barbara. So in we went, and it was wall-to-wall rubber stamps, red rubber.
Yeah.
And I said to my brother, wouldn't it make sense if you could see through these? And he went, well, there you go then. And that was it. That's how it started. And then I had a moment of clarity. I said, Clarity stamps, here we go.
It was meant to be.
And that's how it started.
Meant to be.
I mean, with the power of hindsight, I don't know. I should have just kept walking.
Well, no. Do you know, and then you've gone and done it again, because with the clear stamp, then you went on to bring us Groovi, and Groovy Plates have transformed parchment craft. Now, all right, we've got to get to the one-day special. So this is a brand new range. It is the Contour Collection. This is brand new. The idea is incredible, designed by Linda Williams. We are so busy for this, and just to remind everyone, because we are celebrating 28th birthday anniversary, if you make a purchase, if you haven't already done so, it is one per customer across the birthday event. You're going to be you will receive one of Barbara's favourite designer papers. So 10 sheets. It's a lucky dip. I can't tell you which one you're going to receive, but you will get one of those, one per customer. They are stunning. Okay, enough of that.
What's
Talk
it
to us about
about?
the one-day special.
Right, so this is a different kind. This is a complement to all your existing plates. This is a new kind of plate. Linda Williams had the idea. We were talking about calligraphy, and I said, you know, it wouldn't it be lovely if, you know, if you could make different widths on your writing and on, you know, like. She said, back in the day in Pergamano, there were actually plates. She used to teach wide and narrow script. And she said, would we be able to do that in Groovi? So I spoke to Jim, our head designer. He said he played around, he experimented a little bit, and this is what we've come up with. So this is a collaboration between Linda and Jim. And the idea is that these plates, what they do is they're script plates, or they're thickeners. If I said calligraphy flourishes, you understand. Where before the Groovy plates, they were, if you like, the Groovy plates were one single line, just a simple line, always the same width. And what we've done now is look at the writing. You'll see the writing is now scripted. So in other words, it goes in and out like calligraphy, and the grooves do it for you. And that's what I'm going to show you today. Not
only have we got the alphabet, so we can write anything that we like. I have to say, Barbara, this is one of the designs here. That is
stunning.
You know, that is breathtaking. This is from Maggie.
So this is using these plates now, and we're calling them contour plates because the line art, the groove, actually it gets a tiny bit, not almost invisible. You can't see it, right?
Yeah.
just a little bit, but it gets wider and it gets thinner. And these plates are not intended to say, right, all Groovy plates thus far aren't. These complement your existing Groovy
That's the
plates.
key.
And
So there's
here,
our alphabet.
yeah, now we're looking at the alphabet here, and I'm going to show you how to do this. You can see here we've got an uppercase and a lowercase. We've got two different uppercases. We've got a really modern one at the top, and then down the bottom we've got a more traditional, very flourishy, very swirly one.
Like you find in an old book.
Yeah, exactly. And the letters in the middle, these letters in the middle, they work with both. So, but the thing is also, and again I say this, these complement all the other fonts that we've got, and I'm going to show you how that works. We're not saying, right, forget every other alphabet plate you've bought so far.
No.
This is a complement.
So that's the alphabet.
Yeah.
I'll pop that down. Then we have our twirls and swirls. So these are your flourishes.
These are the swirls and flourishes, and I'm going to show you how these create bridges. So what these do is you add them to the letters, and that's how you get that beautiful swirly writing. Really, really lovely.
Effect. But equally, if you wanted to put these in the corner of a piece, I can only imagine what your designer team.
And you've got toppers and tailors there. I mean, just lovely. On the other plate, for example, if Marcus could, you see at the top and the tail of that one, you've just got that beautiful, and you can see how it's thicker and thinner, how it travels in and out. Lovely.
So we will make the most of those.
So that's in this collection as well.
Yeah, of course.
All the plates in here, Yanis, are all contour. They're all contour lines.
Yeah.
So all the plates, whether they're the infill plates that we're going to look at, or the swirls, or the alphabet, they've all got this slightly. It's slightly different now. The groove.
You'll see it. You'll see it. Now we've got the hellebore and the roses for you. So I'll just pick this up and show you. Now, we are listing these in the individual options, and you'll see that at the bottom of your screen. But of course, you've got the giant, and I've got to go through the saving with the complete collection is breathtaking, especially if you're a Freedom member. Your first flexi payment, £23.97, for a collection that is worth over £106. So, I mean, saving is huge, and it is a why not deal. So please, and I know so many of you are going for this collection, please, please don't pay full price. Become a Freedom member. It's a why not deal. So there's your hellebore and your roses. You can see that there. That's beautiful. Tell us a little bit about this, Barbara.
Right, so here we've got two plates here, and there are another two. These are Floral Designs by Linda. Again, they're just beautiful, beautiful floral frames, and they lend themselves once again, and I keep saying again, this is where you can add the words from the alphabet inside. They're just lovely plates. They are our traditional Groovy plates, but they've got this contour edge to these. Yeah. And it's like next level parching, really. Yeah. That's what I find it is. Now, very subtle.
We're less than 10 minutes into the show. If I was to tell you, Barbara, 10% of the stock's gone, that's going some for the one-day special,
Has it already?
It hasn't. Not 10%. 20%.
No, oh, you are a wind-up. You're such a wind-up. Isn't he a wind-up? 20%
of the stock's gone. All right, I've got to stand over here if I was going to hit me.
It's a good job we've got social distancing, so I could reach across right now.
See it, it's scaring me. Okay, now.
I'm not scaring
just want to, yes. Now, do you want to show you this? These are A5 plates. Let's have a little look. So, with the A5 plates, there is so much going on here, Barbara. Talk to me about these.
These are brilliant. These are what we call infill plates. If you like, they're fillers. Again, Linda's designed them, and this is a row. Look, they're so lovely. You'll see they're a larger. Go have a look here. So, for example, this leafy one, you've got the large piece, the A5 square piece. Then you've got a smaller section, and you've got corners as well. And these are beautiful for doing borders, for infills, for like you could write Dad, and then top left, bottom right, the corners. But all of these infill plates are also, again, what we're saying is these are all these contour plates, which I'm going to show you how to do. How to create. They're really easy.
That is the kit, and please stick around. Of course, I know you're not going anywhere, but do stick around to see how the contouring works, and just what a clever idea. I mean, we talked at length in our production meeting, and I've seen how it works. You're going to be blown away. The design is so clever. The idea is genius. The fact that you've got Linda Williams giving you her artwork and incorporating it into the design, it just takes it to that next level.
So the thing is, though, Yanis, what you've got here is a beautiful collection collection of Groovy plates. They're
Yeah.
exactly the same as the usual Groovy plates, except the lines are slightly different, going to be dealt with differently. So if you are a parcher,
Yeah.
and if you are a collector of beautiful designs, then get these, and I'll just show you how they work. And they will complement all your other designs. You don't have to say, oh, we can only use these, and you can't use them in conjunction with the other plates. Quite the contrary. There's just a way of using these grooves. That's all. There's just a technique. It's very simple.
Do you know, there is an absolute army of Groovy fans out there, and I know why we are so busy right now, because this is brand new. When I say brand new, I'm not talking about the designs. Obviously, the designs are brand new. The concept, Groovy is bringing you something that you have never seen before in the form of the contouring. And when you see it in action, you're going to realize why it is so special. Now, we are approaching 30% of the stock.
Are we?
Of the complete bundle. I do not want anybody paying full price on this. Please don't, because it's a why not deal. Become a Freedom member. Take advantage of the Freedom membership. Now, just look at the saving as a Freedom member. £34.99 saving. And as Freedom membership, so just showing you your total saving there, as opposed to not being a Freedom member, is £11.94. So we've covered our Freedom membership and then some. You've got 3 flexi payments on this. The bundle as a whole should be £106.89. You are saving there, obviously a month's saving £34, but also look at that with your flexi payments. £23 and some change, your first flexi payment, and we send everything out to you. Become a Freedom member. Take advantage of the savings. Take advantage. 11 plates for your first flexi payment today of £23 and change. You can't go wrong. We're going to head to our expert now. It is Barbara. 30% of the stock's gone. I think it's about time we play with it, Barbara.
Well, I don't know about expert, but I do love these. And a big shout out and a big thank you to Linda Williams, because she's my inspiration with all of this.
Lovely.
Absolutely.
Lovely.
And what we've got here, I thought we would look at one of Linda's masterpieces, if we may. Right, now, this is where, to me, this incorporates and encapsulates the whole concept.
That's beautiful.
And if we take a look at this artwork, you can see here, for example, this writing. This is from the alphabet. I'm going to show you that.
Okay.
Here we go. There we are.
They're
So we've got the
connected.
writing. Yeah, now here's that bridge. You know that swirl we were talking about? Right, so we've got Mia and Andy. We've got the dates. Even the swirls here. This is, for example, taking quite simply the heart plate and translate. There it is. Look, it's just done. Okay, and the writing, this is what we're going to look at now. This is where I'd like to concentrate, is on this. So what we're going to do...
It's something that we've all wanted to do. I'd love to be able to write like that. I can't.
No.
I can't do it. It takes such a lot of skill. It's a steep learning curve to be able to do that.
And to do this in parchment is a dream.
Yeah.
So, for example, let's have a look at this. First of all, let's look at the plate. We did touch on the plate before. Let's take a look at this plate. And you can see here, as we explained, and I'm looking at the front, for somebody who's uninitiated into the world of Groovy, what we've got here is these are acrylic plates, and on this side it's smooth, and on the back it's etched. It's etched. So this is the side that we work on. So when we're writing, we actually write backwards, which is a challenge, but that's okay, we can cope. And what we've got here, as I said, we've got two alphabets. We've got the uppercase here, and we've got the uppercase here. So we've got two very different looking uppercases, and then the lowercase in the middle, it works with both. Then we've got the numbers also. And what I want to show you, I worked out how to do this just by, it took 5 minutes actually, it wasn't exactly rocket science, okay? But if I can do it, this is the point, and I'm no expert. If I can do it, you can do it. There you go. Right, so what we've got here is these 2 plates, and we're going to flick this over, and this is the side we're going to work on. Before we begin, let me show you a couple of... These are beautiful. Right, so let's look at where we're headed with this. Because now Linda's done these samplers for us, and you will see now. So you've got Mum, and then we've taken some swirls. And you'll see that it's seamless. Sister. And then up we go. This S is here, right? No, it's this one. It's this S. And then she's taken one of the swirls from one of these here, and she's just added it. and she's taken the swirl here and she's added it. So this is what I'm going to show you, is how you work with these plates to add the flourishes. So you can see how it completely transforms.
It really does.
It's-
Taking a
look at
word that
daughter.
already looks
Beautiful.
beautiful,
Yeah.
but then you're taking it to that next level. This is the kind of thing you would find on the fanciest invitations, the
Exactly.
most beautiful, like, storybooks.
Isn't it glorious? Right? So you look at the word, look at sister, and these lovely tails and flourishes, these are added with what I call, these are the bridge plates for me. These are the flourishes and the bridges. Linda and Jim designed all these. Hats off to these people, you know, super talent. I'm just delivering the message here, okay? So we've got that one. This is great. Here we go, look. Lovely. Linda's Welsh, as we know, okay? So she's put the Welsh in as well.
Yeah.
And we've got here, diolch,
Yeah.
which means thank you. I'm going to say that again slowly, Linda. You ready? Diolch.
Very good.
And then we've got cariad, which means love. That's it. We looked it up, didn't we, Ben?
So that's how you say thank you, love in Welsh.
Yeah, or I could say, I cariad you, Linda.
Ah.
I don't know about I and you, but I cariad you.
Oh, well, that's great. Joe, you sound like a Brit abroad. I carry out you.
I cariad you, Linda.
That's
With all my
lovely.
heart.
Oh,
Diolch.
deal. But that's showing, because we've got the
There you go.
alphabet, we can write whatever we like.
And you
But-
can write in any alphabet, any language.
And the
Well,
difference
within
here,
reason,
the
you know.
difference here is how we really personalise with the tails and the flourishes.
Yeah.
That elevates it to a whole different stratosphere.
And if I may say,
Yeah.
right, when I was playing with this,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It was a very enjoyable, you know, the process. It's very enjoyable to do. And, you know, I'm not a parcher, really. I'm a stamper in my heart, you know.
Yeah, in your
But
diolch.
in my, no, that's thank
Oh.
you, love, but close.
And you'll thank you.
But I really enjoyed this. This was really, I love this elegance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just say, Barbara?
Nope.
16 minutes past the hour.
Yes.
40% of the stock.
Is it already? Oh, no, not really.
40%.
Good.
We
Linda,
are
you
busy.
listening?
Do take advantage of the fact this is the launch of a brand new one-day special, the contouring. Any
Diolch.
questions for Barbara? We would love to hear from you. Is it Diolch? What is it?
Thank you.
Thank you. What was the love one?
Cariad.
Cariad. There you go.
Cariad. I cariad you.
Ah.
Sound like an Indian now.
Well, yeah, multiple languages. Okay.
Okay. I didn't know I spoke Indian.
Yeah.
Right, you ready?
for
Okay,
it.
here we go. So this is an A4 square plate.
Yes.
And what I'm going to do is take the word wedding. Because to me, when I look at this plate, I think wedding,
Yeah.
anniversary,
Special.
beautiful, special.
These are your special
right.
cards, yeah.
Okay. And the W that I want to use is down here. See? Check it out. Oh, Marcus is earning his
he's
keep
on it.
tonight, isn't he? There you go. Look, see? That's the W. So if I was going to take a piece of parchment, just A5 cut in half, this is, I would call this my template, if you like. I'm gonna work out how to write it first. I'm gonna practice. This is practice. This
Okay.
isn't for best.
Yeah.
This is for best.
Yeah.
Right. Let's just show you how it works. So I'm going to use a plate mate. So this one comes in half, you see, and I've stuck it together with Groovy tabs at the top and the bottom. So, and the thing about this particular plate mate, it's in two pieces because this is it's a moving feast. If I put them together, it sandwiches and it protects and holds my A4 in plate.
Yeah.
If I want to, I've got a pair of extender plates. If I were to have say I had an A4 plate, then I pop this in and I can extend it. That's how it works. So these extensions come with it.
Yeah.
Okay, and you'll see that you've got some lovely grid work on here. This is Josie Davison's masterpiece. Right, teamwork makes the dream work.
You have got a phenomenal team.
Have indeed.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do now is work backwards, and I want to show you how this works. The first thing I need is a Groovy tab, right? So these Groovy tabs, I'm going to make sure, because I don't want this to move at all. So I'm going to hold it to, it's staying in place now, it's not moving. There's no wiggle room at all, because when you're doing this, you don't want it to wiggle. Right, now let's take this, and we're going to take a tumble dryer sheet. Right, so we've got the parchment and we've got the tumble dryer sheet. All this stuff all this kind of gear is all in the starter kit, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you've got, if we could just indulge the starter kit for a minute, because, and then we will get to it, honestly, we will. Right, we got 5 hours. I'm going to get wedding done. Right. You ready? Okay, so in the starter kit, you've got the tumble dry sheet for a start. That's a good start.
Nice.
Right, let's start at the very beginning.
Okay.
We've also got the mat that I could use, right? We've got the parchment, we've got starter plates, they're handy. We've got the tools that we're going to use as well, because we're going to use the number 1 and the number 2 tool. You can see them here. Can you see them all right?
Yeah, yeah.
There we are. So we've got the tools, and they're even numbered now. We have evolved.
Yeah.
Look, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
Marvellous. Right, there's no flies on us, you know. Okay, so you got them, you got that, you got that. If you're new to parchment and you're thinking you might want to have a go at this, we've even, lovely Tina Cox, she designed a really cool double project, concertina.
Yeah.
So if you're absolutely new, this is your starting place. And you'll find that everything in here, you will use it all the time, constantly.
This is a brand, to be able to start a brand new craft for £54.99, or 2 flexi payments there, you can take advantage of it. So, oh, you know what you could always do is add it to the one-day special, and then you'll have 3 flexi payments if you want. But look at the amount of elements that you are getting to start off with, and this is such a good access to the world of Groovy. You will never look back, and the thing with Groovy, anyone can do it, Barbara. And we've had, I remember interviewing you. It got quite emotional because you were saying you had an email from someone. Were they suffering from? It was the dexterity, and they were.
Oh, it's Elizabeth. Elizabeth, cerebral palsy.
That's it. Yeah, it was cerebral palsy, and she said she was having an issue with it, but you said you've given her access to craft again.
The most exciting thing about it was when I spoke to Elizabeth, was that for the first time in her life, she was actually, because of the Groovy Plate Mate, and she was able to do the work without assistance, and it humbled me because I couldn't believe, it never occurred to me that everything you have to do in life, you need assistance, you know, and I remember thinking, wow, that's amazing.
The first time you told me that story, you welled up.
Oh, well, yeah, I am now. I'm you know,
okay.
It is emotional, you know.
Right.
So there you go. Game changer.
Yeah.
Now, when we made this plate, coming back to the plate, right, what I also said was, this was my idea, because, you know, it's practical. I said, let's make sure that we put the lines in. See the lines? Yeah. Because I said, this has got to be really important for alignment. Yeah. Otherwise, you're wandering all over the place. Of course. So we'll take our piece of parchment, and what I'm going to do is let's just say I'm going to make a line in the middle, just because I can. Let's start up there, and I'll make a line there, and I'm going to, it's a starting place. Should we call it a starting place? And I'm just going to use a white pencil, and I'm just going to make a line in it. It's not an embossed line, so I'll rub that out. Yeah. Now I'll put that on the front. Okay. So I'm going to turn that over. I'm going to take my tumble dry sheet, and I'll rub this now. And
this just allows our tools to flow over the parchment a little bit easier, freer.
And we're going to work backwards. So sometimes, I mean, I'm quite good at writing backwards. I'm wired that way. But often, people struggle writing backwards. And if that's the case, let me just make a suggestion. See, I'm going to the W here. See the W? Right, and I'm going to start with my W, and I'm going to just line up the bottom line. Can you see this all right? That pencil line is running right along. All these letters give me that line. Yeah. Okay? So that's the first thing. That's it. There you go. That wasn't too hard, right? So we've got that. And now I've got my tool from the starter kit. And in the tool, you've got, here we go, look. We've got one, if we go from the overhead camera, we've got the number 1 tool. There you are. Yeah. See, which is a stylus. And then we've got the number 2 tool, which got a little ball on the end. And to make, this is as hard as it gets. The only thing you need to know, if I lift this up a little bit, is that easier? Yeah. Right, is that you start with the number 2 tool, and then you go in with the number 1 tool. So with these contour plates, all you need to do is start with the number 1 tool, number 2 tool, and then go back in with the number. So the number 2 tool is the one with the little ball in. That's why these are great. If you use the Pergamano tools, you'd probably use the 1.5 tool and then the number 1 tool. Right. But to me, it makes more sense if they're attached to each other, because I just flick, 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 flick. All right, so let's go. So I've used the tumble dry sheet. That's
So,
slick now.
and explain to us about the contouring element, because this is brand new for Groovy.
Yes. So the idea is, here we go. So I'm just using the number 2 tool and I'm going in like you would on any plate.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to take the number 1 tool and gently now I'm going to go back. And the number 1 tool will go in the, see that thin bit there?
Oh yeah.
It tightens up the, and in the end where it's thinner, it goes in. So what you're going to do is you work. Way. Okay.
So with this, and this actually is a really nice representation of what you're saying about how the contouring lines, they do, so the start of that swirl, you can see, or the end of the swirl, slightly thicker, and then it tapers down.
Yes.
So that's what gives it the artistic flair, that
That's
variant.
it. And I'm going to show this particular, I want to show this demo in detail because I want to show exactly how this works. So there's your W, for example. And now we're going to go to the E.
And you just, to do that, if you were to use a pen, traditionally, and we've done shows where you can get calligraphy pens, there is such a steep learning curve to doing that. And especially it works so well on parchment. We are over 40% of the stock of the one-day special, all 11 plates that you are getting here. It is brand new, and it's the concept as well. I've got to stress that. Never been seen before with Groovy, the fact that you're getting the contoured lines, so that variance to give it that beautiful artistic flair. If you want to create something that is truly special, look no further. I just cannot believe the wealth of design work at your fingertips, and also that price. And please become a Freedom member. It's a why not deal. You're better off becoming a Freedom member. And this is it. What we've got here is just a very beautiful collection of wonderful plates, but they've got this little tiny spin on them, the thicker and the thinner side. And the only difference between these and normal plates is that you use the number 2 tool and then the number 1 tool, and that's how you get this change. Wonderful effect. Right, it's so easy to do. And if you come down, I was just going to explain this. Forgive me using parchment to do this. I couldn't find any paper. I've written wedding on here. All I'm going to do is turn that round, you see, and then I know exactly, because it's on parchment, I can see through it. I can see exactly what it says backwards. Yeah. So for somebody who's spelling, you know, especially if it's something like congratulations or anniversary, you don't want to go through all this and then have, you know, and then easily done, cariad, and then you spell it wrong, you know. Yeah. So let's go to the E, and this is where your line comes in handy, because you're going to use all these letters here, and let's go to the E. And I'm running the line, the pencil line, all the way along, and I'm going to decide where I want to go. And I know I'm going to take my time doing this because I want it to be in the right place. So let's go there now. Right, I'm happy with the position. I'm sticking it down. Perfect. Right. Then I'm going to take again, my number 2 tool. There's one other little thing I want to point out. When you're doing this, if there's a junction, in other words, where 2 lines cross over, in this one, let's say I don't want to go over myself. So I'll go number 2. Look how quickly it starts to happen in a minute. Number 1. Right, here we go. So now I've got my E in. Where? Now I'm going to go dead wedding. So I'll do 2 Ds. Let's go again. And now I'll move across A, B, C, D. Right, now, here's the thing. You've got choices. You can either make them separate so that they don't join together, or you can put them, and all you're going to do, it's your choice now. Look, there's the we. We love you. Look lovely, right? But if I want to join them up, then the end of the E, I just lay it. See? I figured this out all by myself. Linda would be so proud of me, like that. So the end of the E now is sitting where the D is. Okay. Number 2 tool, take your Groovy guard, lean on this so you don't get your grubby hands. I'm ever so sweaty. Right, now here we've got a junction. Do you see? Corey, you're in close, Marcus. Blimey. Right, so where the junction is, I'm going to pull into the junction. So number 2, and then I flick. Here I flick. Wherever I'm going, see where I'm going into a join, like across here? I go out. Again, if you go out, it doesn't affect the parchment at all. So
loads of lines join in.
Yeah.
I don't go careering through the
Junction.
the crossing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I go in with the light one, and you'll see now it will be seamless. So there you see you work the junction, and this is so lovely, and it's not hard to do. Now let's have a look at the D. There you go.
Oh wow.
So the wedge, see, and it's joined. Isn't that cool?
Beautiful. Really, really genuinely beautiful.
And it's that easy. It's that easy. And then you literally, you know what I said about how enjoyable it is? So you go to the next D, A, B, C, D, and what I like about it is it's very therapeutic. The Groovy system's always been quite therapeutic, hasn't it? We've always said that it's quite a mindful process because you have to really think about what you're doing. And with this one, it's the arty element of it as well. You're not just getting in the groove with the #1 tool and careering around the picture. Now, it's that focus of working into that. It's just so cool to do. So again, you start with a #2, get the line in, overlap it a little bit. See? There we are. See? Are we there? Yes. So #2, and again, it's exactly the same as the one before. In we go. Flick down into the junction, flick over to the #1 tool, and you can see it's almost not discernible, but what a difference it makes. And this one disappeared into that whiteness, you see? And I know it takes time, but who said parchment was a race, you know? And again, and we're going to lift it up, so you're going to inspect what you're doing. And again, there we have it again, look, wedding. Isn't that super? And so, fast forwarding, here's one I did earlier. There we are, look, wedding, as if by magic. But it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
This is what I wanted to show now. So I've gone all the way through, and I've got wedding.
Yeah.
And it's so pretty to do. And this is where now, so we know how it works. It's obvious, isn't it? But what I wanted to show you now was, let's take an example. Let's look at Linda's again, and let's have a look here. And you can see on Linda's, she's got anniversary wishes. Anniversary. So, for example, wedding anniversary. So I've got, let me show you this now. I'm bringing all my work over here, and I want to show you this. So we've got anniversary wishes here. It's positioned, so we know how it's going to be positioned. So I want to show you something. This is wedding, right? So there's anniversary. So now I can position it. So if I wanted to use, Linda's done anniversary wishes. If I wanted to do wedding anniversary, now what do I want to put wedding here? Do I want to put anniversary here? Forget the wishes. Do you see? So these samplers, these testers are exactly what you want for the layout.
Have a play.
Have a play. And then, and this is what I was saying about how all your other plates, they work beautifully. You could take that swirl and do anniversary with exactly the same contour plate. Yeah. Or what I did was, because I like combining fonts. I like types.
Mix it up, yeah.
Yeah, I like changing the type styles. And there's one from another darling friend of ours, Jane Nestorenko, and she's got this brilliant extension plate. And what I did here, if I could just show you, I went into this plate, and this is me trying to explain in my own clumsy way how these fonts, these contour plates, they work beautifully with your other plates. So I've just taken anniversary from this plate. I'm not going to type, you know how it works. It's backwards again, okay? I've done it exactly the same way, pencil line, which you can rub out afterwards. But I want to show you how, you see the wedding, you've got wedding and then you've got anniversary. Yeah. And can you see how lovely that looks together, mixing up the fonts? See, I love that look. Can we see that? Sorry.
There you go.
There we are.
It just works, and this is a really important point. And actually, it seems to be a consistency with, or consistent rather, with Clarity as a company. Because earlier on with the WOW, we were saying that the whole point with the dies, these will accentuate what you already have. And the same thing for these plates, because you can still use these with all your other beautiful Groovy plates. it is a game changer, and the first time, and I've got to stress this, the first time Groovy have brought you the contouring plate. So the way the contouring plates work, because the lines taper to different thicknesses, you're using your number 2 tool, and then you go in with the number 1, but it gives such beautiful dimension and effect. Having the ability to not only write whatever you want, but add the swirl as well. If you I'm just going to show you actually.
This is exactly what we're going to do in a minute.
So this, to me, is the game changer. And we're going to be looking at this, but see, I want to show you something. So you could write the happy birthday, and this is a beautiful piece from Sheila. That's stunning. So even if you were just to finish here, I'm just focusing on the actual words, stunning, right? Looks beautiful, and just having that little elegant flourish in there. But then being able to do this, and this is something I could never ever dream of doing just with a pen and calligraphy. So you've got this wonderful flourish, but obviously with Groovy anyone can do this. So don't just write thank you, give that beautiful elegant swirl to it. It's a kind of thing you would find on the fancier stationery or beautiful old books. Again here, you're not just going to write mum, dad or sister, you're going to give it that flourish. Okay, now we are going to be getting back to Barbara for our next demonstration. I'm just going to have to tell you though very quickly, we are just over halfway through the launch hour of this one-day special. It's meant to last 24 hours. Half the stock has gone.
Has it?
In 36 minutes. Half the stock. If you are a lover of Groovy, what you're buying into now, this is Groovy evolving, the evolution. It still works with everything that you already have. It's going to accentuate and embellish everything that you already have. But this is the most exciting part, because as a lover of Groovy, you're going to start working in a different way, really embracing those contoured lines. You've got the alphabet. That's key, because that alphabet gives you the control. And I've got to tell you, if you want to go for the alphabet individually, forget it, it's gone, as have most of their plates actually, but the real savings in the complete. So we've got our alphabet. Now, as we move on down, because there are 11 plates, you've got your swirls and twirls. These are what give you that beautiful long flowing lines coming through, and I think we are going to be demonstrating that in just a moment. So we got our swirls and twirls. Then you start going on to your artwork as well, and this is where you've got a self-contained piece of art. That love here is stunning. If we put Marcus, if I just drop that in and show everyone.
Look at that.
Look, and that is from Maggie. Come on. So we've taken that plate, and this is where you could potentially take it. Okay, so you've got your love, that's with the roses. Then we have our piece. That's a beautiful frame. There's so many elements we can take. Look how much you were getting for $79.89. It's ridiculous. But then obviously you take advantage of the freedom price, take it down to $71.90. Okay, as we continue through, I mean the artwork's stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Look at that.
Okay, so that's another one of the frames. There's your piece. Then we got our sweet peas and the tulips. You got hope here. Beautiful, flowing. You can see Linda's influence on this and the joy. So beautiful artwork to really embrace.
And the thing is, these plates, even if they were just normal Groovy plates, they would be glorious to use.
Oh, yeah.
And most partners at home would be going, oh, these are lovely. And this is the key, is that they're like next level. They're like, they're taking your skills to another level. Look at even the tulips where you see the white. It's like the light is hitting the tulip, and it's thicker on the top and thinner on the bottom. You know, that is just so exciting, really.
Okay. We've got the last plates, the background plates as well, just to share with you, and you're seeing this here. I mean, the detail that you've got, those beautiful contoured lines, and again, just want to hit this home, because you might look at this and you'd be forgiven for initially looking at this, thinking these are just the Groovy plates that you're familiar with. They are not. These are brand new. They are contoured plates. So you've got these beautiful lines that do contour in depth, so they go fatter and thinner, and they give you that dimension, and they really do make a difference. If you're a lover of Groovy, if you want to invest in something absolutely brand new, that is designed to work with what you already have, but equally allowing you to develop your skills in Groovy and take it to that next level. One day special, 11 plates in total. over half the stock has gone. The saving is phenomenal. It's a why not deal. So I'm only going to leave Freedom price on here because you're saving money by becoming a Freedom member. You're better off becoming a Freedom member. $34.99 saving. Now, I want to put this into context because the 4 frames that you're seeing here, 4 of those are $31.96. Your saving has already covered those. So effectively, all the plates that you're seeing on your screen now, you have not had to pay a penny for, and then you've still got a few pounds on top of that in the saving to go get yourself a coffee. Over half the stock has gone. If you are looking for any reason to invest in this beautiful release, this brand new release from Clarity and Groovy, we've got a great video for you. Watch this, and then we'll get back to Barbara. Stunning, right? And this is the kind of things that you could be doing. We've had a really nice email from Linda who's saying she's brand new to Groovy and she's just got the starter kit. Linda, that's incredible considering you designed this release as well. It's oh, no, not that Linda. It's not that Linda. No, brand new Linda. Linda, you're going to love this. So she actually went for the starter kit and the one-day special. Oh, a little bit jealous. Can you imagine, Linda, the amount she's got to look forward to is incredible. Linda, I know you did ask about the colouring. How do you add the colour? Please stick around because the one-day special, we're going to have 5 hours with a one-day special. So Barbara's back at 8 this evening, and then she's here 8 in the morning tomorrow, 12 and 4. So we will be featuring colouring in one of those hours, I promise. Okay, Barbara, we're going to get back to you.
Well, and the colouring, Linda, at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, this card, this masterpiece of Linda's that we're working on, tomorrow at 8 o'clock, I shall go to the next stage, which will be the roses. Let me show you this. So what we'll be doing is, now we're going to look at the bridge, this swirls, the flourishes that join up the writing, and take our script to the next level. Nice. And then tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning, we'll be looking at the roses and how we colour those in.
Brilliant.
Yeah?
Okay.
I've got all night to practice.
Get some last minute practice.
Or Linda can come down from Neath.
How is Linda? Is she well?
She's great, yeah, of course.
Send her our love.
Let's have a look, shall we?
Okay.
So this, for example, now, if we were to have a look, let's have a look at Mia. Mia, here. Mia, there she is. Yeah, there we go. So we've got Mia and Andy, which is what we had on the card here. Mia and Andy. So Linda, who did this masterpiece, she's worked out a swirl. And if I show you on the plate here, and the reason that we're looking at it so that we can read it rather than from the back, so the plate is smooth on this side too. Clearly, it would be the back that I would be working on. Yeah. So logically, I can show you exactly where she's found, it's the other way around, that's where she's found this swirl that connects those two words. Right?
Lovely.
And when you look at this plate, this is what I was going to say. You've got 2 really amazing plates here, and they look a little bit, when you first look at them, you think, what's all this about? But I want to show you a trick. So this one is a complete top and tail. You can see that here. So we've got the top and the tail. And then the others, it's about looking at the direction of the flow. Yeah. I'll show you what I mean. If I take wedding now, and I want to, let's say I want to add a flourish to wedding at the end. Now, if I look at these plates, now, let's look at this. I'm going to take this plate now, and what I'll do is, I want to add something to the G. Yeah. Let's say, that's where I want to add it. So I've got to look, like, do I want to put that on there? Look, that would look good. Yeah. Wedding, and then these, and I've got to look with it staring at me so I know what it's going to look like when I do it. Yeah. And then I'll flip the whole lot and I'll do it from the back, right? Or, do I want to go smaller? Now I've put a little black mark here because that's the one that I choose to use.
That's...
And I'm ignoring all this
Yeah.
because what I'm interested in is this little flourish here.
That's a perfect choice. That looks really good. Yeah.
And I think that will sit nicely, bearing in mind that I'm going to use the word anniversary too, you see? So I've got my overlays, I know exactly. I'm composing my art before I go to the canvas.
You touched on something there, and that is a really important point. I think you've just summed up why these are so special, because you've taken words, traditionally, we just put a word, which looks nice, and now we're turning them into art.
Yes.
So the actual words are becoming the artistic flair.
This is one of the magic things about the whole Groovy system, is that we give you the control with the plates, so the designs, and then when you get these plates, it's very modular in as much as then you take this bit and that letter and that swirl and that twirl and that flourish, and you become the designer, you become the artist.
Yeah.
And there are, if you think about it, there are an inordinate number of, like one of your words, permutations, possibilities, creations within these plates. And here what you've got is a very comprehensive, you've got the infill plates, which are invaluable in any setting. Then you've got the flourishes, those flowers, which are just beautiful framers. And then you've got the alphabet with these swirls. So let's have a look how this works. This is an A5 square plate. So I'm going to use it in the starter kit, Groovy Plate Mate. So well done, Linda, because you need this one to put this one in.
Works well, yeah.
Right. So this, for example, sits really nicely. Now let me make sure I've got the right one here. And we make sure it's scratchy, because that's the side we're going to use. Okay. So I'll pop that in there, and then wedding. Let me just get my head around this. So we're working from the back, and this is the right way around. So it's going to sit. How am I looking at it? There it is, like that. You see?
Okay.
So it's wedding, and then the G's coming around like that.
Nice.
That's what I want it to look like.
Okay.
So I take my Groovy tabs. I think this will work nicely. I'm going to pop this on here like so. See, what I'm trying to do, you see the G, the way it comes round? I'm trying to make sure that it flows right. Is that logical?
Yeah.
Right, so we'll do that, or like that, or like that. See, it's very addictive, this, when you get into it. And this also hinges quite a lot on what else is coming. What else am I putting here? Yeah?
No, of course, yeah, you have to think about that.
Yeah, but I just want to show you. So this G is overlapping a little bit again, because I want it to be seamless. Yeah? Right, where's my tool? Right, number 2 tool.
Hiding from you.
Fortunately, she found it. Right, so we've got that. And then I just want to make sure that it's nice and smooth, like so. I'm going to use the number 2 tool first.
Okay.
And then I'll get my Groovy guard out so I don't get my sweaty hands all over it. And then I'm going to flick into there. So let's have a look. So we go in like that, and we'll bring that round and we'll flick. And then we'll take this one. See, and even if you go out the groove, it's like the old plates, it makes no difference.
Yeah.
So round we go. And when you get to the junction, you flick. And then you take your number 1 tool, and let's go again. And
So
then we're just
this
going.
is... It does make a difference, doesn't it, going back in with the number 1?
Yeah, it really crisps it up. Gently, round we go. And this is what makes it whiter.
How did this all come about? The actual idea, I'm curious. Tell us how it all came about.
How did it come around?
Yeah.
Well, let's have a look what this looks like first. Let's see.
Yeah.
Forgive me if I've got a little dot, but do you know what? That's good enough for me.
Oh, that's
Isn't
beautiful.
that lovely?
Yeah.
There you go. There's your wedding.
Okay. Oh, what a lovely flourish.
What a difference it makes.
It does.
Just
it
that
really
little
does.
flourish. And of course, you know, there are so many different opportunities here. You get lost in these little...
Yeah.
When you look at these plates, you think, what's all that about? But in conjunction with that alphabet plate, it's phenomenal,
That's
really.
such a nice way to put it, opportunities.
Yeah, there are so many different opportunities here. And where did this idea come from?
Yeah.
So Linda, she's Pergamano, master tutor. And she said to me that for years they used to teach, and I brought a couple of examples of these Pergamano plates, and you can see them here. Where should we go? Should we go here?
No,
there you go. And you can see that they are exactly that. The old Pergamano plates are metal plates.
Yeah.
So we evolved and went to our acrylic Groovy plates because we felt that they were better, actually. But the design idea has always been there at Pergamano. And what Linda did was, she said, well, we've always done this calligraphy stuff, Barbara. It's a traditional kind of parching thing.
Yeah.
We use the metal plates. And she said, would it be possible to create these lines in acrylic?
Yeah.
And we said, we'll leave it with us. But the actual, this is where it's come from,
Right.
is that Linda's always taught the thin and thick line art the traditional way. And now we've brought it into
updated it
the
from,
21st century. There you go.
Brilliant. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we're showing you the possibilities on taking one word wedding, which was beautiful where we left it, but adding those flourishes. And I really like how you describe it. The amount of opportunities you have is incredible. We've got about 6 minutes.
Is that all we've got?
Sorry.
Well, I just wanted to show you another little trick.
Okay.
Because when I was working, let me show you this as well, because I'm a stamper and I like handwriting and you know, I love all this, doodles. I wanted to show you this one because what I did was very, very simply, I took Jane and Luke, and I took an ampersand, right? So I took this, again, mixing and matching. You'll see, I found the ampersand on this one. Where is it? It was here. There it is, there.
Yeah.
See? So I took the ampersand from there, I wrapped it. Jane obviously stopped there, so I added another swirl to her. And then what happened, this is how it happened, and then I thought, I don't know a Jane and a Luke, but Colin didn't fit. So I was going to do this with Jane Telford, but then Colin didn't fit.
She's going to have to find a
so now you've got to go and look for a Luke.
Okay.
Or call Colin Luke for a while. Right. But the idea, so then I thought, right, so clearly, and what I've done is I've used this plate for this piece here. This is where I found my... And what I wanted to test, because I didn't know this and I wanted to find out, even on the little, on here, right, on the smallest little pieces, these bits here, I thought, I wonder if they've actually created contour lines on these little bits. Do you know, have they actually, or is that just a groovy line, like standard?
Yeah.
And the answer is, no, that tiny little bit. Now, where did I put... I did it. Here it is. So I thought, this is another thing that's worth knowing. Even that tiny little flourish at the end there. See, and that's the other thing. Linda, the new Linda to the fold, welcome, right? What you also will be interested to know is, because you're working from behind, the grooves, they sit, you can feel it. You can't see this, but they actually they nuzzle back in. So, like I've done these ones, but I haven't done these two flourishes here. Okay. But I can feel the grooves sort of relocating. They relocate really well. So, if, for example, you're doing some work, let me show you some basic tricks here. And it relocates, that's the first thing to know. And the other thing worth knowing is that one of the best things about the Groovy Plate Mate is that you attach your artwork to the Groovy Plate Mate like this, yeah? And then as you're working, you can turn it over and you can check your progress. So if you think, oh, I need to do a little bit more, then when you put it back down, the plate relocates back in that hole, in the aperture, and the artwork's exactly where it's supposed to be again. Boom.
It's all about making life easy. And Groovy, for anyone who's not familiar with Groovy, has revolutionised parchment craft. And I'm not even kidding, because traditional parchment craft, there is such a steep learning curve and it's so easy to go wrong. And we hear stories, countless stories of crafters who tried it traditionally and gave up after a while because you make one mistake and it's all ruined. You'll never get that with Groovy. No, and I think the other thing is that because even when you're completely starting out and just buying the starter kit, you get a skill level instant. You haven't got to study it and go wrong for 6 months before you get to, you know, immediately with what's in the starter kit and the plates in the starter kit, you can start creating lovely art. And if you were to indulge like Linda has and get the starter kit and this bundle,
Happy days.
Oh, yeah.
You're off.
Oh, yeah. Now, time is getting away from us, so we've
So I
got
just
like
wanted
another
to show,
minute. Got about a
that's
minute.
all right.
Yeah.
Look, I'll just show you this. Even though, and this is just tips, I'm just trying to give you the tips.
Yeah, that's okay.
Even if it's this small, you're still going to go in with your number 2 tool first, follow the rules. If you get to a junction, stop, flick into the junction. Do you see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Flick into the junction, flick over, go to the number 1 tool, hold it perpendicular, hold it with the tiny little things like this, right? Hold it upright and then flick in like that, and you'll see you get into the tiny, oh my goodness, that camera work is amazing. And then if I turn this over, you'll see see even this tiniest little detail. Can you see that it's still a little bit thinner and a little bit thicker? You've still got the swirls and twirls.
Nice.
That's me off. I'm fine. Thank you very much.
It's a well, it's
Carry
the
on.
launch.
No, that's love.
The
Deal.
launch show, and I can tell you, 60% of the stock's gone.
Has it already?
60%, and we
There you
had.
go, Linda.
This is Clarity's 28th birthday anniversary. We were obviously going to bring you something special, and I think that you absolutely have. Let me just show you some examples from the team, because this is what you can be achieving with the one-day special. So this is from Carol. Taking the swirls. I mean, how pretty
Isn't that
is
pretty?
that?
That's just
Or-
one Carol Baker.
Yeah. Or what about this one from Karen? Again, just getting the most out of your swirls. Beautiful writing in there as well. Lovely art. Or how about this from Glennis? I mean, everything is so different. Oh, this next one's stunning too. What about this one? This is from Sheila.
Isn't that beautiful?
Ooh.
And you can use these plates just like a normal Groovy plate.
Carol,
The
yeah.
only difference is the number 2 tool, then the number 1 tool.
Yeah,
Same
that's
thing.
it.
It's
But
the same thing.
brand new. I've got
Yeah.
to put these down. So,
Next level.
contouring has taken Groovy to the next level. What you've got here are contoured lines. They allow you to get even more depth and dimension. So whether you're just starting or you are maybe experienced with Groovy, you're going to achieve something so special. 11 plates in total. The amount that you are getting with this one-day special is ridiculous, and that includes a saving. Please become a Freedom member. It's a why not deal. As a Freedom member, you are saving £34.99. Your first flexi payment is £23 and some change. Thank you so much, Barbara.
Thank you, Ian.
And thank you for your company. Barbara, back at